We are here to support the 14 who are in municipal court at this moment being tried for trespassing charge at the new nuclear bomb plant that is being built for our country. It makes 85% of nuclear weapons. It makes the shells that hold the things that explode. It makes the triggers. It makes the aiming and the fusing and the arming parts. It makes the guidance system for the bomb. In other words, we make the pistol. The other people in Tennessee and South Carolina and New Mexico, they make the bullets. They make the plutonium. They make the tritium. They make the uranium that explodes. We make it possible to guide it to where it's going to go and explode. And so we need to stop these atrocious abominations, these portable crematoriums that can kill 2 million people with one bomb. This is outrageous. This has gone on too long. This plant has been here since 1949. It's time to stop this. Our president has called for us to work for disarmament, and we are backing him up. We want into this plant. We want the current plant at Bannister and Troost cleaned up. They have covered it over, but they have not cleaned it up. And it has contaminated the employees there. They have all types of cancers: brain cancer, pancreatic cancer, bladder cancer, leukemias. They have neurological diseases. They have lung diseases. They cannot breathe properly. They have to walk around with oxygen. Many of them have died. And this has been reported on the news. And now we have a federal investigation going on. And this place also was declared in 1989 to be the site of 15 Superfund cleanup sites. And so we have petitioned the EPA to look at this and see why were they split up into 15 separate little Superfund sites. Was that to keep it off the priority list, the national priority list, so that it would be further down on the list of priorities? We want that looked into. And we have heard that they are planning to take the contamination from the new nuclear weapons site when it is up and running, take that contamination and put it and store it at the old nuclear weapons site. We do not want that. That is a bad idea. So we would like the people that have been harmed by this plant to be compensated and to be fully, taken care of. Their families. I mean, you cannot replace a family member who has died, but they, went to work there in good faith, and they were not informed with what they were working with. They were not protected, and this was verified by a guy that called me last week. He was a senior engineer there from the very beginning until 1964, and he told me they were put in a room, 2 rooms with beryllium, and told to mill it, and they inhaled that, and there was no exhaust system. And so this person has come forward. He's 88 years old now, but he has bladder cancer. He's had it 3 times. The blood in his urine. He can't breathe properly. Shortness of breath, chest pain. So we need to listen to the voices of the victims. You know, to make a nuclear bomb, you're going to have some people damaged if you cannot do it otherwise. And we need to listen to the people who were the original victims of the nuclear weapons. Some Hibakusha came from Japan, and they were little children when the bomb was dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And they talked to us about the horrors that they lived through, seeing people walking around with their skin just dragging to the ground, falling off of them, burned, their eyes just drooling out of their sockets. Their hair falling out, and little babies and children dying. We need to listen to the screams of the victims. And even after all these years, they do not hold bitterness towards us. They told us they don't even want an apology anymore. They just want peace. And they told me that they had heard about our peace movement here in Kansas City, and it gave them hope. And that touched my heart. That made all this all worth it. Because they say there should be no more Hiroshimas, no more Nagasakis. And the fact is, people do not realize the bombs that we have nowadays are 100 times bigger than the ones that were dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They are like BBs compared to the ones we have now. The ones we have now are just, I mean, you can't even imagine the damage. One bomb that is made out there at the KC plant, if you dropped it over Kansas City, it would obliterate, it would incinerate everyone in the Midtown area, a whole huge area. And what is aimed at us from Russia is not just one bomb. It would obliterate the whole city. It would be about a half a dozen bombs. So there would be no Kansas City. There would be no hospitals. There would be no nurses. There would be no doctors. So all the burn cases would die. And this was, you know, known from the beginning, but it was just like, I would say, a case of nuclear madness that we just built up to a total of 70,000 nuclear weapons during the height of the Cold War. And now we're down to about 20,000. We can still kill everyone on the earth 6 times over. Come on, people, this is madness. We have to get a grip here. And now they're putting weapons in space. They're actually going to be able to kill anyone on the face of the earth at any time, anywhere, within seconds, within minutes. Now, nuclear weapons are on alert, where one person gets to decide if we all go. And that would happen within about a half an hour. If there was a full-fledged war between Russia and the U.S., there would be like such a conflagration. The cities would all burn, and all that ash would go up into the atmosphere, cover the earth. There would be no growing season, no crops for 10 years. It would be below an ice age. It would be super, super, super cold. And more or less everything would die. All people, animals, plants, everything. And we'd be starting all over. So it's just really something to think about and not gloss over. Be aware of what nuclear weapons are really all about. And we all say that we want peace, that we all say that we don't want nuclear weapons. Well, now is the time to do something about it, because the people that want war and want to sell weapons and make weapons, they are getting money out of it. They want to continue. They want to ramp up the production. The budget for nuclear weapons is actually planned to go up to almost twice what it is now. The Cold War average was $5 billion per year, and it's going to go up to $9 billion by 2020. And that's something they don't publicize a whole lot. They want to spend $80 billion over the next decade for nuclear weapons. What for? What's that all about? That's crazy. We could use that money in so many more productive ways. You cannot eat a nuclear bomb. You cannot wear a nuclear bomb. It's good for nothing. It just contaminates people. And we have no right. We're supposed to be about democracy and freedom and liberty. What's so democratic about one person being able to decide if you live or die? I mean, think about it, you know. We need to step back and reverse our course. We made these weapons, we can take them down. All right, no nukes. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, man. Amen.